trying to help you win, she pointless. Look good all you want, still a liability. Men ain't falling for the pretty faces no more. We don't care how cute you is, how pretty. We don't care how thick you is. We don't care no more. Once you open your mouth and you have low sense of intelligence, bro, you just a one night stand after that. Straight up. You just a one night stand after that. Don't think because you pretty you get a lot of guys that you have options. No, you got options that want to have intercourse with you. You don't have an option of a dude really want to marry you. Like, a dude ain't really trying to take you serious. Because yeah, you cute, yeah, you pretty, but your mind level, your mindset, it's not up to par. Yeah, you got a nice body. Yeah, you got pretty hair. Yeah, you take nice selfies. But you don't know how to cook and you don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to be submissive. That means a guy just gonna use you for one thing, and that's for a one night stand. Real talk. Real talk type.
Many women today have an inflated estimation of who they are, lacking humility, meaning you look at yourself and you see a dime piece. And you go out on the marketplace and men see a two piece. If you think you're a dime piece and the men think you're a two piece, this is gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, and God, I must be your first bad bitch. Listen, there's no such thing as like pretty privilege in a relationship. You just get to do what you want. Yo, I look so much better than my partner. I'm just gonna run over this nigga neck. You're a fucking clown. You're a cornball. You live like it's a 2003's Disney movie. Like, oh my god, it's Mean Girls. I look so much better than this nigga. I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want because you ain't do that with the last nigga or the last couple niggas. So you only a bad bitch to somebody, and it must only be me. Because there's a couple niggas that threw you away and squandered that opportunity. So I guess you're not really the queen or you're not really ruling shit how you thought you were.
Yeah, yeah, gang, yeah. Don't get it twisted. These females be looking oh so good, but they lame in real life. They losers, fam. They not. They don't have no personality. They genuinely. They don't offer nothing but a face card. Do not let this shit fool you. Sometimes I be like, damn, I see why these niggas only want to just hit for the night. Like, ain't no thinger going on, bro. Ain't nan y'all can even talk about past service level.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah, Quadash, that belongs to the apostles of the GMS, and a sincere Shalom to the bros out here pushing his truth and sincerity. And normally I don't do too many videos on the women because, I mean, they're going to do what they do, they're distractions, and some more shit. But this one resonated more because this is exactly what the elder talks to me and pretty much everybody about, not even just in the camp, but just to everybody, about not falling into these snares of the traps of these women. And here you have a lot of the newer generations not falling for the whole pretty face and dating women thing. And it's no surprise, honestly, because even as the elder said, there's going to come a time when these women start snapping back in order, but it's really going to happen when this place crashes. So we're just seeing the product of it, at least from the start of it, how this goes down. And it's honestly hilarious because the elder's been saying for years, don't trust these women. If anything, let them come to you. You'll see the ones that's actually sincere about you. Because the whole shtick about women is they feel like they have to be approached. They always got to feel like they're the princess that's going to become the queen. And they're nothing, really. They're nothing but schemes and traps. So, I'm going to start off with Ephesians 5:22. It says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. See, the thing with this is, these women ain't wives. They are spoiled children seeking to be pampered and all this other stuff. An actual woman that wants you will actually be a wife to you, actually do wife things, which is more than just laying down and spreading your legs. You actually will do the duties and chores of a wife, which is also taking care of your husband, cleaning, knowing how to cook, and the rest of the list that comes with it. But these women don't know how to do that because A, they don't want to because they see, oh, they're like gotta be like Cinderella and all this other shit, or B, is because then this is a two-part way. Well, no, this going to be straightforward. It's because their mothers didn't teach them, and the problem with the mothers is a lot of these mothers don't know how to be women. Some do to a certain extent, to a certain extent, to a degree, because those were actually raised by other actual women, their mothers that actually taught them. But a lot of these women today are only following after what their mothers did, and the cycle continues, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse until the women say, "Oh, dang, what worked in my mother's generation or my grandmother's generation ain't working no more." And it's because the whole whoring thing is pretty much played out now. Of course, you will always have it until this place is ultimately destroyed, but there will be a time when these women start snapping back in order. So this is Proverbs 23. Actually, I'm going to start at 30 and 20. It says, "Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth, and saith, I have done no wickedness." So women will look at probably be on the comment board, look at this and say, I ain't gotta do all this for no man. If you don't want me, you don't want me. I can stay single and all this other stuff. The problem is women never truly want to stay single because they'll eventually see a guy that they want. It'll probably be the messed up guy, or it'll be a guy that was actually nice to him and then they didn't want, and the guy don't want him no more. Eventually, and this is the main notion, women eventually want to settle down and actually have a family. Problem is, they won't get that. Or they'll get a guy, they'll get pregnant by him, they'll have the child and expect to have a family. The guy leaves because he didn't want her. It was just a one time thing, just like it was her main thing to do, anyways. That's something she was always doing. So when it's done back on her, now all of a sudden it's a problem. So now she'll go to "there's no good fathers" and all this other stuff. Well, you was never a good woman to begin with. You was a dogged out woman who wanted to do horse things. Probably slept with multiple guys behind the guy you was with, and now you reap the repercussions of it. Why? Because you refused to actually be a woman. Your mother didn't teach you to be a woman. You're just a big ass child, spoiled to her ways, and with those spoilings comes your own destruction. There's a saying that says pride goes before destruction. So does your own world crumble around you. So again, this is honestly pretty funny. But now we're seeing the fall of women, and it was just that this wasn't the only case because even before men started rejecting women, you the whole big thing was women's right, women's pride, and all this other stuff. Until the Transformers came in, it pretty much kind of took the majority of that. Now they have police around, protecting them more than they are protecting the woman. You don't see too many police protecting women now. So that was the start of their power slipping, and it was only temporary. Why? Because Esau's one that gives it to him. Now he's just taking it back. This is Proverbs 23 and 7. It says, "For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit," which means a trap. So, and this is funny because it says a woman is a deep ditch, and she's definitely a deep ditch nowadays. How dug out a lot of these women are. They'll be quick to lie to your face and make it seem like you're the best they ever had. The whole time it's a lie. They still think about uh, uh, Boo Boo the bear down the street. They still think about Tony Rocks from the other day, and they just they just reaping again the repercussions of their whoredom. That's why no woman you truly get is yours. because they still have that whoredom body, and that body still affects their mindset. Now, this is under now to the sisters that's trying. This is a different story because may they be getting the cleanse so long as they stay under the rightful eye under Heavenly Father. But the slacking, I forgot what I was gonna say. But the repercussions never still go away. That's why the Lord has everybody walk that path to even look back and reflect that I lived a messed up life. The same goes for the women too, for the ones that's actually trying. We're no different because we did messed up things. So some of us probably slept with other men's women. I mean, some of them slept with other men's women, and probably was drug dealers, gangbangers, and all sorts of stuff. Some was probably atheists at one point. So we get all different walks of life, and may this actually be eye opening for a lot of these women, especially the ones that's in that's trying to follow the right path to the best of their ability, to reflect even harder to not fall back into this route. But even with this the snapping of the order coming back in, it's still gonna be hard for women because we can with Slovakia, it can still be hard for women because men might still see through the BS because they can be saying, "Oh, I'm just doing this as a fad to you know, try not to be lonely." But for ones that are actually trying to be women, it's a different story, right? So I wanted to get into this part right here. Let me see. Here we go. Baddie is a slang term typically used to describe a confident, attractive woman who is stylish and independent. See, we don't want those. Yeah, that was probably the thing back then where we want baddies and all this other stuff. But you see what's wrong with that. The relationship will never last. It will always be all sorts of problems, right? The term often implies she carries herself with boldness, self assuredness, commanding attention wherever she goes. Being being called a baddie is generally a compliment, celebrating one's appearance and overall vibe. Still, this is a problem because that's just saying she don't need no man. So why is she trying to get with a man if she don't need one? And that was the biggest thing that these women claim. They don't need no man. And it's true, they don't. Because they are just whores. They really don't need a man because they're not women. These are broads that's just walking around throwing ass anywhere they can, expecting all sorts of stuff in return, which has been working for probably decades now. But the Lord's going to flip all that stuff because none of this stuff ever lasts for long. So let me get this last scripture right here. This is Proverbs 10:2. It says, treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness deliver from death. And these women are treasures of wickedness because they're not our women. They're children, but they don't they don't have no worth to them. They really don't. As the guy said in the video, these women are lame. Like you ever get with one, their mindset is all messed up. You can't really vibe to them. You just like them for the body and you want to hit and go. You might even keep them just so you can keep hitting it. But then you want to still move on to the next one because she don't have nothing that really resonates with you. Except for the ones that's really wicked and does resonate with that stuff. Hey, that's your type, I guess. But me, I don't want nobody. They ain't worth shit. I mean, a lot of these women ain't, but still, they, y'all can have them. I don't want no loudmouth woman. That's a turn off for me. So they will, at this point, they could waddle in mud, and I still wouldn't even look that direction. Let them fall. We're going. I mean, we've seen a whole lot of things change with the recent events. So this is this would be a funny 180 when it eventually happens, right? So, Lil One, this is a little edifying with that. Shalom.